Good evening from the Mountain Weather Information Service. This is your forecaster Jeff Monk looking at the planning outlook for the week ahead. In brief, the general story over the next week is that until Monday there's going to be extensive, fine and sunny weather on the mountains, albeit that particularly later on in the weekend, Monday and on Monday in particular, banks of low cloud will increasingly come in off the North Sea. Probably very little of it until late Sunday, but Wales, Pennines, or East Wales, Pennines, northwards, up the eastern side of the country, probably extensive low cloud on Monday. And then from Tuesday, as we'll see, rain on and off, not a great deal of it, but misty, humid weather with a lot of low cloud, slowest to reach northern Scotland. So I've got some very simple charts for you, starting with Monday, which still shows high pressure by then out to the other side of the North Sea, and southeasterly winds beginning to strengthen. Blustery across Wales, perhaps later on a little bit across the Lake District. But Western Mountains, cloud breaking to give some sunshine, more haze, but for many more eastern areas, it will be a cloudy day with that cloud shrouding higher areas throughout. Throughout most of this week, temperatures are going to be well above freezing point on the summits. So where there is snow lying, there is going to be almost constant thaw, albeit, to begin with, under clear sky over the weekend and where it's still clear on Monday, by night there will be refreeze. However, it is Tuesday, low pressure to the west, high to the east for most of next week. The air will have made a big loop across the Atlantic, starting off over Canada, going southwards, and then eastwards across the Azores and back up from the southwest. The result, after such a long track across the Atlantic, including warm air, is that there will be a lot of very low cloud. So what are we looking at? Almost day after day, we will be looking at constant low cloud. If this will show itself more clearly, I'll do it in yellow, across Western Mountains in Scotland, the westernmost Northwest Highlands, but it will pile up across the West Highlands, the Southern Highlands, breaking toward the Monolith and the Cairngorms. Again, the western hills of the southern uplands, Galloway, Dumfriesshire, will be, as it were, clagged in by low cloud almost permanently. Much of the Lake District breaks over the North Lakes, and again across to the Pennines, probably breaks over the more southern Pennines, but again, pretty solid low cloud across much of South Wales and also over the higher western summits in Snowdonia, and for that matter, if you go right down to southwest England, the same as well. So that is what it's going to look like Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday. What these charts don't show deliberately are any fronts. There are going to be weak fronts moving northwards. So it is a mild week, constant snow, melt, not a lot of wind early on in the week. By the time we get to Wednesday and Thursday, actually not much change. Still those very mild southerlies bringing that extensive low cloud. There will have been fronts moving north, concentrating rain, albeit too early to put any timing on that. So broadly, particularly on Western Mountains, it's rain from time to time. But even on Thursday, if you're looking for the best chance of the summits being cloud-free, it's right up in the far north of Scotland. I'm not saying it will be clear the whole time, but it's going to take a long time for the low cloud to reach these areas, because all the while, with the winds more or less in the south, the cloud base will be rising progressively northwards across the highlands. By Thursday, possibly quite windy across Western Mountains, the threat of upland gales, and some forecast models have got a small but deeper low off southwest Britain on Thursday night and into Friday, which could just concentrate the winds on Friday, giving even more upland gales. But Friday's forecast at this stage is very uncertain, probably more rain, possibly turning colder and showery, with eventually a brief period of thaw over the higher mountains in Scotland. Quickly looking at the rainfall as a resume, this is Tuesday. These charts courtesy of meteorseal.fr, And what you've not to do on Tuesday is take notice of exactly where the model says it's raining, but broadly under that low cloud, here and there, chiefly over mountain areas, there is going to be drizzle, there is going to be patchy light rain, but it really won't amount to very much. Really just keeping conditions underfoot damp rather than absolutely soaking wet. By the time we get to Wednesday, well, I've called it Wednesday, but the chart will do for Thursday as well. Probably that rain a little bit more constant, but look how it piles up across Dartmoor, South Wales, Snowdonia, the Lake District, the southern uplands, and then over the more southern mountains of the Highlands. And although it won't always look like that, certainly there will be a concentration of the drizzly rain over the western mountains. So over the next week then, it does look as if it will deteriorate from Tuesday. If you're looking for snow, unfortunately it is a continuous period of thaw, particularly from about Monday night or Tuesday onwards. Nevertheless, do enjoy your time on the mountains.